Hi everyone, Maxine here with Tink and I Treasures. Welcome back to my studio. Today I was kind of messing around with some of my scraps, and I come up with something that I thought is kind of interesting. So I thought maybe I would share it, see what you guys think. I want to apologize if I'm not entirely in frame sometimes. It's hard for me because of my mobility issues to be able to stand up and look down on the screen and see, you know, what is here. So I try to put washi tape down to try and keep me where I think, you know, the focus is. So I apologize. I know I've had some comments where something was, you know, like down here maybe and a bit out of frame or something. And, you know, like I said, I've got mobility issues. So standing up and, you know, doing all that is kind of hard. So I apologize. This is what I came up with. It's a little pocket, but it can be any size you want. It depends on, you know, what you're starting with, right? So I have this strip that is out of my, promise, it's out of my scraps. And I thought this would make a nice size one. So what you want to do is you want to, the part that you want on the outside, you put it face down, okay? And then you fold over one side. And then this side you want to fold over, and you kind of want to eyeball, you know, about how wide you want it to be. I believe this started out as 12 inches. Yeah, it's from a scrapbook pad, so it was 12 inches to begin with. Wait a minute. Did it go this way? No. Had to go this way. Okay. So anyway, it was 12 inches long to start with, and let's see, it is, how do I want to measure that? I'm sorry. Almost 6 inches tall, okay? But like I said, you know, these can be any size you want them to be, or your scrap is going to dictate what size it turns out to be, you know. Okay, so now what we want to do is do this little flap right here. So we open this all up, and you can see this has been cut away on the sides, right where you fold it. Yeah, you cut away that amount there on both sides. So here we would want to cut away this section and this section. And I am going to see if I can't ink this up a little bit. It's one of my tricks, so you can see better where that line is, where that fold line is. You can see it a lot better if you ink it up a little bit. And because I can't cut straight, I am going to put it on my cutter, and I don't know what that measures out to be. Maybe I'll go this way. So that right there is a 1/2 inch. That's 3/4 of an inch. I think I'm going to go 3/4 of an inch. And that is just a design decision. So I want to cut right up to where that fold line is. And like I said, inking it really helps so you can see where that fold line is. Some papers it's obvious, other papers not so much. So yeah, if you just ink it a little bit, then you can see where it is. And then I'm going to cut right on the fold line up to where this is. Take that little bit off. And here, I'm going to cut and take this little bit off. I want to say that this is kind of a variation of the coin pocket, coin pouch, whatever they're called. Oh, golly, I don't know. So yeah, I think this is kind of a variation of that. And what I like to do in the front here, and you don't need to. I mean, you could bring these two together, you know, and have them come like that. But what I like to do, if this is going to work, it will, is to fold this back so you get, and it depends on what the other side of your paper looks like, you know. Like this one worked out really well because it is so different. So when you bring that all up, you have this little element here, as it were. So I thought that was kind of cute. So anyway, so we want to do that. Now, we just want to take our glue, and I do want to glue down this flap. Okay. And I think at this point in time, it probably would be prudent, if you want to ink, to do so now. It's a lot easier to ink before you get everything all glued up and whatnot. So, but if you want to ink, now's the time. I think would be appropriate to do so. I hope everyone's having a great day, finding time for crafting. I know this is my happy place. And yeah, oops, down like that. Okay. And now we want to fold this bottom piece. Actually, what I want to do is, now you could do all kinds of stuff. You know what would be fun? If you had a paper punch that you could punch a design out along here, that would be fun. Or a corner rounder, if you want to do that. Or you could cut kind of at a slant here, you know, and do that with both sides. There's a lot of choices you can make right now for design purposes. Okay, and then we want to fold to get out something kind of helps. This paper is very thick, very heavy paper. So it's not as easy to fold. Where am I? There we are. So there we go. So like that. And then we just want to run some glue and glue this flap. Yeah, this is very, very heavy duty paper. Okay, so, and then, oh, you know what? We might want to do this first, is glue this area, this flap down. So you fold it over. Okay, we'll show you here. So you fold it over and you want to glue down this flap if you have one. Glue that down, but then you want to glue this side down to this side. Okay? And then glue that up. So, and there you have it. Look at that. Nice little pocket. You could have it floating in a journal and hold it with a paper clip or something, or you could totally glue it down and put it on a page, and of course, you know, fill it with goodies or whatever. But yeah, look at that. I mean, it's a nice big pocket, so it will hold some good stuff there. Okay, so let's do another one here. And like I said, the size you end up with, has everything to do with what you start out with. So again, this paper is 4 inches tall and 12 inches long. Uh-oh, we have a choice to make. Do we want that on the outside, or do we want that on the outside? I think we want this on the outside. Only because I think this will make a really pretty here when we fold it over. So, let's see where we want to fold this. 12, 6, so that's the middle. 4, 6. You know, and you can measure and you can be precise, or you can just eyeball it. It doesn't matter. Okay. So you want to fold this one over like so. Okay, so, and I'm going to fold this back, and I'm going to do a little inking. Because look at that. It makes a big difference, you know, on what you're looking at and where you can see. So a little tip there if you hadn't thought about that. Again, I think I'm going to go with the 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. And I'm going to cut to that fold line. It's kind of hard to see where that is with this, but... And come down here. Oops. And cut to that fold line. And you totally don't need to do that. If you can cut straight or straight-ish, I guess it doesn't need to be exact because it is going to be covered up by the flap. So, with this one, I think I'm going to, here's the flap that we've cut, and I'm just going to angle it like that. Okay, so this one, I'm going to angle it, and I probably won't have both sides the same. Okay, so there we go. So we've got our little angle cut, and I think I want to, if I can, maybe I can't. Wait a minute. If I unfold this and get that in there, will that work? Nope, it's not reaching. It's not reaching. Okay. Well, then we will do it by hand. I just want to give that just a slight rounded. Just a slight rounded edge. Okay. So, there we go. Now, it's going this way though, isn't it? Yes, yes, yes. All right, so now if you want to ink, this is the time to do that. It's only ink where it's going to show, right? Like that. Okay, and we want to fold. I want to fold this back, of course. You know, another thing would be neat is if you had a paper punch, you could punch along here and put in a design. That would be fun, wouldn't it? I don't know if I have, well, I do have some. They're just not always easiest to use. Okay, so I got this one here. This is what I was talking about, this kind. So, see, it's hard to tell. Where do you put it in at? Alright, so I'm going to, well, let's open this up. Alright. So, this punch, I guess. Uh-oh. Oh, hello. Oh my. Okay, what is your problem? I don't know about these punches. I really, really don't. They're so fiddly. I mean, they all just have their little issues, you know it? Alright, so... oh, that didn't quite come out the way I had envisioned it to be. Well, didn't do well at all there. So, you know, you might not want to... well, if you have a really good paper punch and you don't risk having a mess. How's that even supposed to go? I'm not even sure how to fix it, or if I can fix this, but for time's sake, we will endeavor to fix them by doing that and get this lined up. I tell you, this is Martha Stewart. You expect better from Martha Stewart, don't you? I don't know. I always did expect better from the Martha Stewart brand. Maybe that's a misconception, huh? Oh. Ugh. Alright, wait a minute here. I'm going to... I don't think this is supposed to be there. No. Well, you get my drift. I'm not going to spend a lot of time fiddling with that. That's not the prettiest, but you get my meaning here. If you have a good punch. This I think I'm going to probably throw away. because that's just unacceptable, and I don't want it ruining something, you know. Anyway, so, but you get my idea here about putting a decorative edge along here and a decorative edge along here as well if you wanted to. So we're going to fold this up. This paper isn't quite as thick as the other paper was, so that's a lot easier to do. Okay, so now get out our glue, and I'm going to glue this flap down first. That's the one we missed the last time. Make sure that's down, and then we want to connect this flap. Just stick that down. And we want to run our glue on this and bring that up. And make sure all of that is stuck down. And there we have it. Another little pocket. See, now, just picture that as stamping out nicely. Just picture that as stamping out nicely. Here's another one. I don't know that we're going to be able to turn this one over, just because that look okay, do you think? Maybe it'll be all right. Let's see here. So this one is thinner. It's not as tall. What is this one? This is 3 inches. So let's fold this side over. And this side over. And how far you fold it over, that's gonna, you know, give you how wide it will be. And then I'm gonna come back, fold over like that. That's not too bad. Yeah, you just have to, with your paper, you have to pay attention to what's on the front, what, if anything, is on the back, and the direction. You know, if you've got directional type with writing or something like that on it, of course you want to make sure it's, you know, in the upright position. So again, I'm going to ink my folds so I can see where they are. Okay. And this one, I'm going to go a 1/2 inch. Why? I don't know. No particular reason. Okay, 1/2 inch. So, you know, a lot of this stuff is just design decisions, you know? Once you have the basics of something, then you can customize and change and play around with and see what kind of variations you can come up with. I'm gonna round those edges, just a tad bit, I think. Okay, so there we go. Hold that and that back over. Awesome. I'm gonna ink. You don't have to ink, of course. I like to. I do. I find, you know, I watch some people that never ink. Rachel with Roxy Creations. I don't believe she ever inks anything, and her stuff is gorgeous, of course. But for some reason, when I look at my stuff and I haven't inked, I don't know, it just doesn't look finished or something. I don't know. So there we are. Okay, so we want to glue down. You just want to glue on the edge there. You don't want to get too far in, because you don't want that glue. Well, you don't want to glue the pocket shut, of course. And we want to glue down this flap. Bring up the bottom. And you could have a lot of fun too with decorating these, you know. You could make a bunch and a mass make to have in your stash. And then as you're putting them in journals, you can then decorate them up according to, you know, the journal that you're working on. So, what do you think of this idea? I thought it was really clever. I don't know that anyone has done this before. More than likely they have. I have not seen it done though. So anyway, there we are. So yeah, use up your scraps. Do a scrap busting. They just have to be, you know, a strip shape. The size of your strip is going to dictate the size of your pocket, you know. So you could have a little one that you could tuck in somewhere, or, you know, this size would be really nice on a tag. What do you think? Huh? Let's see. Do I have any plain tags here that I could show you? Here's a plain tag. I did some, looks like I used some modeling paste and did that. But see, you could glue that right down onto your tag and have a nice little pocket on your tag. So anyway, thanks for joining me today. I hope you like this little project and it gives you some ideas on what you could do with these little pockets. Yeah, I think putting them on a tag is a great idea, and then you could put stuff in there. I think that'd be super cute. Anyway, so thanks for joining me today. As always, take care of you, love each other, and I'll see you again. Bye.